The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to StrugglingArtistRecordClub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today. Well, welcome back, Arik. Welcome for your first time. Hopefully not the last, right?
Thank you.
Hopefully not the last.
No.
It's good to have you guys on. Will, we've been talking for a minute now. It was like before Christmas, right? I got sick and everything, and
yeah, you got sick.
Yeah, it was just a big nightmare. But
thanks for having me back.
Yeah, of course. I didn't know until I guess at that time that you were part of this whole Creep Records thing. You know.
Yeah. For like a couple years now.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about it, Arik. Like when did this label start? And run it down for us. Like, give us a little history.
Yeah, sure. We started actually right as soon as I got out of high school in 1994, and we had like me and a couple of my friends like all moved into this house in the suburbs, and we ended up putting a recording studio in the basement, and I taught myself how to record, basically, for better or worse. And yeah, so it's kind of like the 19-year-old version of like what we would try to copy, like Discord or something like that, you know. And I was there till 2009. In 2009, I moved to Philly, and been here ever since. So
nice. Now you guys.
Yeah, we started making room.
Yeah, you guys have like two locations, like physical locations that people can go to, right?
Yeah. We like after the label, probably about 3 or 4 years after the label, we basically, like when our local record store closed, we were like, oh, maybe we will open up a record store. And I think after like the third inclination of record stores, we kind of got it right. So we've had a store in Philly since 2009, and then we've had a store back in our hometown of Westchester, PA, for like the last 7 years. So
nice. And like, what got you into it? Like, why did you want to start a label? Like, what was the, you know what I mean? Like what was going through your head right out of high school about this?
You know, I think in the early 90s, the punk scene was very close knit. I mean, it's still pretty close knit, but it was like there weren't as many bands, and it was kind of like when we were talking about it, it was probably like right around the time that like Green Day got popular, but we didn't really even think about that. It was more like all the music that we liked was like, like No Effects and Bad Religion, all the California stuff, and then combined with like whatever was going on in New York. I mean, we went up to New York, you know, it's like if you're 18 and you go to CBGB's, you know, you're like, whatever this is, I want to do this. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like there was an allure just from like the community and the music, and then the other thing was basically like in in the early 90s, if you went into a recording studio and you were trying to like make a punk record or anything that was like there was sort of a lag between like the people that were doing like glam rock stuff and like making like they didn't understand, you know what I mean? Like it's like, so like playing in bands and stuff, we would go into these studios and we'd end up spending a couple $1,000s and working with like somebody with a ponytail that was just like, what do you mean you don't want like flangers and phasers on everything? And what, you know, like, I mean, I remember he said something like, you're not going to triple your guitar solo. And I was like, it's not even a guitar solo. You know? Um, so like that kind of like mentality, I was like, man, like nobody like even knows how to record like the music that we want to make, you know? And I was like, well, how hard is this, you know? So I started recording on a 4-track in high school, and, you know, for better or worse, like all the people in high school would be like, yo, you got to pay this guy like $100. He's going to come over to your house and record your band, you know? And then everybody's like, yo, these tapes sound better than we went to XYZ studio, you know? They probably didn't, but um but then I was like, oh, I can do this. I'll start doing this, you know? And uh then after a while there were lots of great bands that we would see playing places and nobody really even cared. And I was like, well, what if we just like made our own records, you know? And you know, back then I think making a 7-inch cost about 75 cents, maybe $1. It's pretty cheap. So it's kind of like, oh, for like $600 or $700, like we can make this record, you know? And then when people started buying them, we realized we had a, you know, kind of like a real thing, you know? So
Yeah, that's awesome. So you would record them too, and then you would
yeah,
and then
yeah,
you put it out.
yeah,
That's awesome. Do you still
yeah.
do that today, or is that like still part of the process for
Yeah, I
you?
mean, I don't, we don't, we don't record every record we put out, but probably like 80%, 80%
Yeah.
of what we put out, I record, yeah.
Hmm.
Or mix it or something like that,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely
But
master
we
the
got,
vinyl too.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just like, you know, again, it was sort of like this thing where you couldn't, it was like a black hole when you went to go like into whatever you want to call it, the music industry or whatever. You'd be like, I'm trying to do this. And like, everybody would be like, why are you trying to do that? You know? And then probably about 3 or 4 years later, when people were making money, they're like, oh, you've been doing this for a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, you know, but, um, but yeah, there's definitely a, even now with like, when I see like younger bands and stuff, like they don't understand like that, you know, what you're recording in GarageBand or something like that, like how to get that to actually translate onto a record, you know. So there's definitely there's definitely a lot of even the stuff that we don't record where we fix to make sure it sounds good on a record.
Yeah. 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 It's funny because like I know like I want to say it was probably like 2020 where vinyl just like had this huge resurgence for everyone, right? And like a lot of people were like, oh, vinyl's back, and I'm like, it never left. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
hip
To us,
hop,
it never
hip
left.
hop and punk rock I feel like kept the vinyl industry
100%.
going for years. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you would still get like the Metallica stuff and all that stuff, but like for the most part, like for independent, I feel like it was punk rock and hip hop was the leading force, and I really I don't know, I guess pissed me off where like a lot of that stuff got pushed aside because of
Now,
the
yeah,
Metallicas and the, and all these bigger bands wanting to press again once it started getting big. And like, during COVID times and all that shit, like it was just hard to get stuff pressed and things were getting pushed out by like, a year. And like, you know, and like people didn't understand it either. And like that was the other thing. Like they're getting mad at this, you know, small band from like nowhere USA, and like you don't get mad at them. They're not the ones that are getting it pushed. You know what I mean? Like they're not putting you
Yeah,
on hold.
no,
You know, so like
it's Taylor Swift.
yeah. So like seeing that, like I mean I mean being in this, you know, in this industry for this long with doing that, like was that like the worst you've seen it was like the 2020 kind of resurgence time, or as far as like not being able to get shit pressed?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And there was actually like a pretty interesting sort of turn of events in the whole industry, because it was like, you know, having a record store, I saw all that happen like real quick.
How did you meet Arik? How did that all start?
So Arik, when I knew of Creep Records, but Arik plays in a band called God Damn It. And I used to be in a band called Game Day Regulars with some of the members of Next Scars, and we played in Long Island together. And he was like, I like your band. And I was like, and he was like, you know, we both saw like each band on flyers and stuff. So we played a show together, and then we kept in touch. And then like we played Fest together, and then we played, and then we did a run of, and then we did a tour to Fest, and then he recorded my first solo thing. I went down to Philly, so he was
Okay.
like he was like always pushed me to do that. So, and then we just, you know, we worked on projects together, and we've grown, you know, became close friends since then. But yeah, that's how that was, you know, I started going to Philadelphia a lot more. Now I'm in Philadelphia like once a month.
Are you? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I live in New York though. I'm in the
Yeah,
Bronx.
yeah. Right. Yeah. So
So
how like when you got involved with was it something like how did you like was it something you always wanted to do, is kind of get involved with the label, or is this something that just kind of
always, I've
yeah.
always I've always had like an industry sense of just seeing how like the industry has like worked against me
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and like Erica's always like, I'll just put your record out.
Mm.
And it's always like, so I was like, that's cool. So I was like, in 2022, I came into town to like during the holidays, and he was like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come in. Let's go like hang out one night. Cause I would just sometimes come in on a Friday if I had nothing going on. And I was like, he's like, yeah, he's like, dude, every time I go into this bar, that's like the replacements are playing. And I was like, awesome. He's like, we got to do this comp.
Mm.
So and I was like, let me put it together. So that was my first, I put this replacements tribute together, and we invited all our friends. So we had like Cross Keys, Tired Radio, and we invited bands, and I put it together with him. And then that
Yeah.
was my first to vinyl. I don't know. Do you have a copy of that?
I don't think I have that
I
one.
got to
No.
send you one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was my first thing with the label. And then I was like, oh, so I was like, I started like, you know, let's, he kind of broke it down to me on like, and also just with Neck Scars. And I understand like what a band could sell. Like, you know, I know that like Neck Scars like could do like 300 records, or like a band, you know, some bands could do 500 records. And then, you know, like a band that never plays probably should do, if they just want to have records, do 100 records. So I was like, this could be fun. And I could, you know, it could be a fun hobby and like help your friends put out records
Yeah, I think
and
that's a cool aspect of it too, right?
yeah,
Like
you know, and when you lose money, I think of it like this. I guess that would have been the Les Paul I bought this year.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I look at it. When I,
Yeah, right on, right on. I mean, I think when you go into this, like it's got to be more of a like a passion than it is about like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah, I
definitely.
know people that like worked, you know, have worked for like really big labels and stuff like that, and like they have a different mindset, right? And like it's cool to see like because like I know a guy who's got like he's got like a music business podcast, and he's really and he's like he gets a lot of people that like write in, and he'll go over their shit, you know what I mean? But like his biggest thing is like one, don't be in this for the money anymore. You're not like what happened in the '90s will never happen again. Yeah, you
Definitely.
know, and like so because you'll have people that be like, hey, we just played our first show to 50 people, like how do we play an arena, you know what I mean? Like he's got, so like it's cool to see that because he still has a passion for like the music, right? Like what the music is, but he also has this, like he's worked in that business industry for so long, like he doesn't try to be someone that's gonna like ruin someone's dreams, but he's like, you got to look at the reality of it too, right? So
Totally.
yeah, so like I mean, I was checking out like all the bands that like that on the on Creep Records website and stuff, and like checking out, listening to a little bit here and there before we started recording, and like there's some really good music on there, and like
Yeah, it's 30 years of like, and for me personally, before I even knew Arik, I was aware of like the label, and I've had titles like from Creep, and it's always really great when like an old band gets like a reissue too. Like Kyle from Eric's band, goddamn it, is in a cool pop punk band from the 90s called Buglight. And I came across a video. They played like a record store in Yonkers, New York. And I was like, it's so that they did a reissue of like a short run of records, and I bought it like
yeah,
before I was doing stuff label. But yeah, it's really great, and it's really great that there's a platform for me personally to work with the label and put out vinyl. You and I talk about like, how important like vinyl records are to me and you. When someone's always like, yeah, tapes, I'm like, I'm not interested. They sound bad. And I'm not interested. I mean, they're cool. Like they're a cool collector's thing. I know like that band Baroness. I got one of their records, one that came with like a tape with it. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's a purple tape and it came with the record. But I love records, and I love the whole thing, the whole thing that goes along with it. And to see that happen, like I have a couple records that are just getting wrapped up at the pressing plant. I'm like so excited to get them shipped, and then I usually get everything shipped to Philadelphia. It's always an excuse to get into town, and we usually have our haunts to go get lunch at and pick up the records and bring them back home that I need to take here. Um, but yeah, it's definitely great that this form of physical format. Hey, what's up? It's not gone. So,
yeah, no,
and
it's not. It's definitely not.
it's not gone, and it never left. There's so many people like, yeah, digital is like incredibly important, but I think that definitely people are still buying records, and I know the people like me and you that like go into record stores. You spend $100 when you go in there usually.
Yeah,
It's a problem.
yeah,
It can be a problem.
could be, yeah.
There are worse problems, but it's
Right.
always like, oh yeah,
I think I have worse problems too. So,
yeah.
I've got worse habits, we'll say.
And
But
from
like,
what Arik tells me, CDs are making a comeback.
But yeah. Oh yeah.
is it just physical media as a whole making a
Yes.
comeback? Like,
Yes.
are we? Yeah, we're just the young. What are they called now? Are they Zennials or? I don't know,
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely. Like I mean VHS tapes.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you both this. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting my age out there. Do you remember something called the RCA Selectivision?
No.
Selectivision was, and this is the craziest like concept in the world, but it got ruined by VHS within like a year of it releasing. Selectivision played something on a CED, which was a capacitance something electronic disc. It was a vinyl record that played video, and
Okay.
it wasn't like Laserdisc. It was different than Laserdisc. But what this thing was, you had to stick a cartridge in this thing and pull it out. And then when you wanted to watch the rest, because it only played like half of a movie, you would have to put it in, pull it out, flip it over, it was a vinyl record. It was skipped just like one. I remember we had the Warriors, and I was a little kid, and like it would just stay on this
Whoa.
one scene that would just skip over and over and over.
And
and
it
over.
wasn't like a laser disc?
No, it was like a vinyl. I forgot how like the technology behind it, but it was supposed to be like this huge thing. What happened was VHS came out and ruined it. Like it just like
Yeah.
it was within 3 months, I think, of it developing. I had one because we were poor, right? So we could get them really cheap. And there was like a little
Right.
old man in town who had like all of them in his basement, every one that you could ever possibly imagine. He must have been like a shareholder or something. So we would just rent them from him for like $1 a piece, you know,
Wow.
back in the 80s and shit, you know? So, but yeah, it was a cool device. I mean, I think like anybody who's like I don't know, like a retro, like a retro entertainment kind of lover, I'll see stuff on like online about it, and they have them and stuff. But yeah, it was a cool little thing. It was a cool little thing, and it had like it played like, so it went in this thing, and there was a needle that would drop, and it would just spin. It would transfer it to video. It was fucking wild, you know. So, but anyway, yeah. So, but like VHS is back. Was what you're. That's why it made
VHS is back. People are buying DVDs, and it's like not like old people. It's like young people. Like
they just want that analog life.
Like you're gonna see like video stores are gonna be back open.
Really? You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my wife bought like a Walkman, or no,
Yeah.
sorry, a Discman, like a Discman.
Yeah.
Like, and it was not like $20. It was like on Amazon. It was like a $50 or $60 purchase. It was like, I'm like, wow. You would think that would be like, oh, you get this on Amazon for like $19.99 or something, or like it was. I was like, wow, I guess it is coming back. But I don't know. I'm pretty just sold on, like, if I have to just pick one, it's wax, and you know,
Yeah, me too.
the colors, the variants, it's all great. 180 grams, sign me up. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just like, you know, it's like we're nerds.
Awesome.
If you're a nerd,
Yeah,
you're into the record nerd culture, you know. So
I know. I bought a cartridge for mine. It was like, you know, it was like $400. Like I bought this $400 cartridge for like, you know, for the needle or whatever, because I was like,
Turntable Lab.
Yeah, it was. What did I get? What was it? I forgot the brand name.
Grado, or
I don't remember now. It was blue. I know that much.
Ortophone's I like.
Maybe it might be Ortophone. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I bought a $200 Ortophone needle, and it made all my records sound a million times better. And I was like, man, why did it take me so long to do this? You know.
When I moved back to Massachusetts, I bought my U-turn. And that was like it. I was like, I'm gonna make a big purchase for vinyl, because I had like, you know, I had a receiver, I had all the stuff, and I was just like, why am I traveling? I mean, the little cheap ones I bought did me justice as I traveled the country, you know what I mean? But like, it was time when I moved back here, I was like, it's time to buy something, and I bought that. Yeah. And the only thing I've had to do is update the cartridge or whatever, and it sounds great. So
yeah.
During
COVID, they had a little brick and mortar Turntable Lab in the store in the West Village, and when that shut down, it was I was like, that was a bummer. It wasn't like, you know, you can get obviously they sell everything online, but it was always great to have that little thing if you need. Yeah, during COVID, like they closed that one down, the little store they had down there. But that they on their site, there was like cartridges that were like, and needles that were like $15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little much. But the jump between the $50 and the couple $100 is pretty big. Like, you know, as far as like listening to your records, for sure.
I agree. I agree with that. So, all right. So, Arik, you've been I was just talking with Will while you were gone, and he was telling me how you guys met and like got in touch, how he kind of got involved, and I mean, and you said you have 2 locations, like you said, right? And like, I mean, how do you stay in this industry for this long? Like, how? I mean, we're looking at what, 30 years, right? 30 years.
Yeah. It's a little over 30 years. I don't know. I mean, you just adapt. You know, everything changes every couple of years. Things change, and I don't know how to do anything else.
So so the way I see
too dumb to die.
Because I have stuff like that, right? And it's just like, because I don't have it, like I just work extra hard at it, you know what I mean? Because I gotta keep it going, you know. So because I had a small little business, and it was like, I don't want to work for anybody else, so I just worked extra hard at not having to do that, you know. And I got to travel the country, and it was fun, and until and then I don't have it anymore, but I'm okay where I'm at now. So that's what matters, I guess. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Now, so from recording bands to putting out records to still mastering and putting out records, you put on shows a lot, or
Not that much. I mean, there's a local bar where we're doing the show for the weekend. I book 5 or 6 shows a year, but not. It's not a. It's not like a regular thing. In Philly, there's lots of people that do it well. So
well, let's talk about Creepfest. Let's talk about is this the first one, or
it's the first one. Yeah. Yeah.
okay, all right, yeah. Let's talk about it's Friday, Friday, April 24th through Sunday, April 26th. Where is that going to be at?
It's gonna be at Ortlieb's.
It's gonna be at Ortlieb's
in Philly.
Philly? Yeah.
It's in Northern Liberties. It's like 3 blocks from our store. So it's like our local bar.
And is it all creep record bands that are playing, or?
It's like 99% creep bands. Yeah, like, I think there's one or two bands that we're just friends with, or bands that I've just recorded. But mostly, yeah. I don't know. Out of like, there's two bands not on the label or something like that.
Yeah. What goes into organizing something like this? A 3-day binge of just
beer.
Beer. We will have a beer.
Yeah, no, I think again, it was like we've been talking about doing it for a couple years, and this year is like a pretty big year for the label in general. So we were just like, oh, we have all these records, like let's do a show, like, and then we're like, oh, well, let's, there was too much for like one night, and it just kind of fell together. I mean, like I said, we're friends with the bar, and they were cool with it. I was like, can I do a show here for like 3 days? And they're like, yeah, sure. Are all your friends going to be there? Yep. Mm-hmm. So
we kind of like to think of it as a party.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's a 30-year 3
It's definitely going to be more of a party atmosphere, and yeah, Will and I just talked about it, and we're like, what about this band? What about this band? And then you reach out to all the bands and make sure they can do it. There was some bands that we wanted to do it that couldn't do it because of whatever, and
some bands have releases coming out around that time. Like I'm reissuing. I play in this band called Enziguri from the Bronx. They're like they put out a record 10 years ago called Uptown Boogie Down. I was in the band, but I was like, why don't we just put it out on, and Arik remixed it. So I put it, it's coming out on vinyl. So we have a short run of that. So they're coming back out of retirement, and they got some shows lined up this year. And then my other band, ID, Incendiary Device, their record, what comes out this month, I've showed you that one. So they're playing, and who else has records coming out? But we have like bands that are going to be putting out releases this year throughout the weekend on label.
Nice. Do you guys do any kind of like I don't know, like some labels do like a subscription thing where people can,
we're talking about starting to do something like that soon. I was always a little scared to take something like that on, because up until this year we were probably putting out like 3 or 4 records a year for a couple of years, but now it looks like we will have a record out, like we're trying to have a record out like at least every 2 months, but probably every month, and sometimes we have 2 records coming out in a month. So I think we'll be ready for it, and we have like a whole back catalog. So like the idea would be like to give somebody the new record and then like a random back catalog piece, and make a package of stuff that, like, there's a record that you're getting, and then there's a record that you don't know you're getting.
That's awesome. That's a lot of records you're putting No, coming up here. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it like, are you guys ready for that? Like, are you pumped for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally. I'm actually in the basement where we have like all our stuff. And I don't know if you can see or not, but I'll turn the phone around. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
And then it
Wow.
goes over here, and then it
Holy
goes over
shit.
there. Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, is there any album you guys are putting out this year that you're like extra excited about, or?
There's a couple. For me, we're doing there's a band from New York, probably know, called Gray Area. Do you remember Gray Area? I don't know if you remember Gray Area. Well, Gray Area is from New York. It's Ernie. He was in Token Entry, um, also from New York. But yeah, I'm really excited for that record. Um, just because I never thought they would make another record. So, you know, and then we're also um reissuing, like, one of the first records I made was this band Plow United, and their second record that we put out in like 1996, so that was 30 years ago, was pretty, at the time it was like a very popular record for us, and that was probably one of the first records that like kind of like made us like a real company, if you want to call it that. So we're doing like a 30th anniversary of that record, and also got remixed, and they're gonna play a show in like September or something like that. But I'm pretty excited about that. So
That's awesome. What about for you, Will?
We're working with a really great band from New York called Rebelmatic on their new record.
yeah, that record's great.
It's coming out in June. It's called Sting the Devil. It's a killer hardcore record, but it's got so many other elements into it, and I mean, they're awesome. I would just say check them out.
They are awesome.
Eric produced this other younger band they're just road dogs. They're called Chemical X. Really great band. If you haven't checked them out, the new Incendiary Device LP is coming out May 1st. Also we're distributing a band called Silence Equals Death. They're working with Upstate Records, but we're distributing on the Creep site. Their EP, and another band from North Carolina called Worthington's Law. It's like pop punk ska, some friends of ours, so that's going to be coming out soon. And a really great band from Philly called Saint James and the Apostle.
Yeah, and the Apostles. Yeah,
That's probably not. They're very much punk rock, but it's not a punk rock band, and it's so good. It's
like a dance record.
It's so good. And
Yeah.
I'm so pumped to. I don't know. I've heard some of the masters, and it's killer. It's gonna be so yeah, we have a lot of really great, like, it's really rounded what we have coming out so far. So yeah, creeprecords.com will have like, and all the stuff, all the cool merch to go along with it. So we're stoked to have it all for sale when it comes out.
Awesome. We'll go back to Creepfest real quick. You guys, we guys have time? We could run through the couple of the bands that are playing each day or whatever. We have Crossed Keys. I don't think I'm familiar with them. Where are they out of?
Great band from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philly? Yeah. Jukebox Romantics. I know those guys. Big fan of Mike Terry is a good buddy. Good buddy.
I went to his birthday show a couple weeks ago. It was fun.
That's awesome. Heavy Seas is a very good band. I've heard them before. I have one of their records, I think. Yeah. That's a great band. Now, this is on Friday. This is just Friday night. Like this.
Yeah.
You guys have killer lineup. I haven't heard the Blackburns. Tell me a little bit about them.
That's an amazing record.
Yeah.
It was
no, go ahead.
Joel from Plow United. I don't know the other guys, but they're on Sell the Heart. Andy only did 100 of that record. I think I might have gotten the second to last one. But it's a great record.
Out. They have a new record coming out the day of the show. So
Nice.
their new record comes out that day.
Third year freshman. Man, this list is going on and on. Third year freshman. Tell me about them.
Third year freshman was an old band on Creep from like 1995. It's one of my best friends, Tom. He plays like acoustic guitar, very unhinged. Yeah, it's real crazy, but it's like acoustic with like a snare drum. It's like you think about like if you gave like the Violent Femmes like a bunch of PCP or something like that. It's uh,
That's crazy.
but yeah, it's pretty crazy. But again, local to Philly for sure. I mean, other people obviously know who they are, but in Philly, it was like a out of the blue thing. We had a couple bands from a long time ago that we reached out to and said, hey, if you can get it together, show up.
Now this band I checked out right before we got on. Not Gorgeous. I really like them.
Yeah,
They're great. Yeah,
Where are they? Are they another
they're
Philly?
from like kind of all over. Like some of them live in Maryland and some of them live in Staten Island.
Okay. Cool. Let me see. Let's see. Let's go to the second day, Saturday. Now, are tickets for like you buy tickets for all 3 days, or are you selling them?
You can buy tickets for all 3 days, but then there's also just like single day. You can buy like for all 3 days it's like $60, and then the tickets at the door are 25. So.
All right, we got Bad Luck 13 Riot Extravaganza. Is that one name? Is that the whole name?
Pretty much, yeah.
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 Where are they out of?
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
That's my band.
That's your band? Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I play in that band. I didn't start that band, but yeah, that's it's crazy. Are you familiar with Bad Luck at all, or no?
I'm not. I'm gonna have to get familiar with all these. I think that's like.
Well, you can just Google it.
This band I've heard before, and I don't know if it was Will that sent me this, or maybe I come across so much music all the time. Impact Driver.
Yeah, they're great. They're from Philly as well. Like I don't know, Will. How do you describe Impact Driver?
They're kind of like an oi hardcore, kind of like a Haywire.
Yeah.
Haywire, like CMI. Definitely definitely got that like anthemic, but like definitely it's hard. It's a great record. Arik produced that record. It's hard. Like lyrics are great.
You know what? I think so. We do a monthly. I do a monthly show with two other guys where we like bring recommendations that we happen to find or whatever. And either Jeff or Chris brought the Hustle and the Muscle from Impact Driver. I remember that's how I know. That's how I know this band. And like it was ripping. I remember like really being into it.
Yeah, they're getting like a lot of they get a lot of like in that like scene, they get a lot of like love. A lot of bands like them.
All right, so we have ID. All right,
Incendiary Device.
Thank you.
That's my band.
Yeah. You guys rip too. I've heard your stuff. I've heard your stuff. Yeah. Well, now, are you guys from all over? Are you guys from New York? Where
New
are
York.
you guys? Yeah, New York. Yeah. Yeah. I'm. And then you said you guys have a new record coming out beginning of next month, right? So that's cool. Seeing Snakes. I'm unfamiliar with them.
But yeah, they're like fast hardcore punk rock.
Yeah.
Great band.
Fright.
They're like PA Jersey, thrash metal.
Like, yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, they're like Philadelphia like thrash metal. Arik produced that record.
Oh, okay. And then Chemical X is the one we were just talking about, right? The young guys. Yes. And then let's see. I'm scrolling through. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to say this name. Inziguri.
Enziguri.
Enziguri.
I knew it. There's always something I bumble. All right, yeah. Well, tell me about these guys.
10 year they've been around. They're from the Bronx, some of my dearest friends. I have band practice with them tonight. We're doing some shows. We're doing some shows this year. So our first show back is reuniting at Creepfest. The Uptown Boogie Down LP, we're putting it first time remixed and remastered by Arik. It's coming out on vinyl. I'll send you it sounds awesome. Originally it was recorded by Jerry Farley in I think Staten Island, but it got the creep treatment on it, and it's coming out on an awesome green vinyl, 6-train green, because we're all from the Bronx. Yeah, hopefully it should be here by Creepfest, but we have some shows lined up. We're playing in Niagara in May, and then we're playing with Marauder and Yonkers and Creepfest, and then we're doing a kind of a record release show July 18th in the Bronx at a place called McDermott's on July 18th, like 718, like the area code.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
like that,
even pick up. I didn't even pick up on that.
It's some Bronx shit. Yeah.
Well, how many sets are you playing during Creep?
Well, I am playing 2 on Saturday, and then I am going to be warming up
3.
the Sunday.
Nice.
3. So 3 with my solo project, Will Romeo and the Born Sick. So we're updating. I'm on the new flyer. So
Nice. Nice. All right. So this is this band here on Sunday, right? We're on to Sunday now. You told me about this band just a little while ago. St. James and the Apostles. Just from the photo alone, I'm gonna check them out. I feel like
dude,
I mean, they're so good.
It's so good.
So good.
I showed it to my wife, and she was like, "It's a soul band, but it's got like the Mr. Bungle vibes."
Okay. All right.
But it's really good.
Cream Circus.
Cream Circus are also from Philly. They're like a 70s, like a full 70s glam band.
It looks like it. It looks awesome. That looks like a fun band to listen to live,
I mean, we really did like put together like our favorite stuff that we sell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we were just like yeah, I mean it's we have a great roster on the label now, and between here and New York, it's easy for a lot of the bands to get here, and a lot of the bands have played shows at the bar anyway, so it's kind of not a hard sell.
All right, so then we have the Draculas, right? Did I say that right? There's a hyphen there, so
yeah. Dracula's. Yeah. So that's they're from Jersey City. The drummer of the band, me and him, we played with Sammy K.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So me and him we were in Sammy K's band. They're amazing. They're like it's got like a 50s surf rock and roll, and I was like, there was like when picking like kind of like bands that I wanted on like the Sunday, I was like the first in mind, and I texted Mitch. I was like, "Would you guys love to come to our Creep Fest?" He was like, "Sure, bud." I was like, "Can you do it?" It was that easy. So I'm very excited to have them there, and they're gonna kill it. They're awesome. They're always putting out new music, so I'm stoked.
Cool. Doc Rotten, that's a band I know. They've been on the show before. Great stuff right there too. I mean, man, you guys have this is awesome. This is like you.
Well, if you think this is awesome, then you love our label. So
yeah, I think
And feel free to come on to the come out if you want to come.
If I can make it down, I would love to, but I think I'm tied up that weekend. I got to look again. I don't know. My life, the older I've gotten, Will, I feel like it's the less time I have to do things. Like I need an extra 2 hours in a day and an extra day a week just to get this shit done. I gotta get done.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
So
when I think like that, I just grab a beer.
Yeah. Right on, right on. But this would be like right up my alley, like a show, like a 3-day, binge of shows like this. This is awesome. Eric 13 and the Pinheads. I'm unfamiliar with them.
Well, Eric 13 is he's a he's been in a bunch of bands through the years. His old band was a band called the Sex Slaves. Um, I think basically from New York in the mid 2000s. But they're a new band. We're doing their next record, and it's just real good. Like I want to say Ramones ish,
Social
sort
D.
of, but I would lean more towards like Social D Replacements kind of, but just dirty rock and roll. But it's really good.
I love
So
dirty rock and roll is like one of my favorite just styles of music.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. All right, you're gonna have to help me out with this one. Is it Drew Getz?
The Drugettes.
Hey, I
So the
got one
Drew,
right, for Christ's sake.
so the Drugettes. Well, like Clockwork Orange.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a slight nod to that. The Drugettes are an all-girl band from Philly. Um, they broke up for I think 6 years. Might have been 7 years. 7 years. Um, and yeah, they're like they call themselves like Sugar Oi, but it's really good. I mean, if you like you know, I mean it's pretty. I'd say it's pretty hard to have an all-female band that's like really good, and they're really good.
Nice. All right, The Crash.
So the Crash were one of the first bands on the label. It was the first like 12-inch record I ever recorded in 94. 94. I think the record came out in 95. But yeah, like again, that's just like one of the first bands that we ever worked with, when I don't even think I wasn't even 21 yet. So, uh, but again, if the 30 people that are coming to the show that have kind of been around us for 30 years are going to be like excited about it because it's,
Are
I
they are
don't, I
they
don't know
are
if
they reuniting for this, or are they've been
yeah,
been
yeah. I
doing
mean, they're
this the
just,
whole
they're
time?
just getting together to play this show. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then the last one on this page is Battalion Zoska.
Yeah. So, Battalion Zoska is a band led by, Pat Leck, who was the singer in Violent Society. I don't know if you remember Violent Society from,
I do. That name
yeah.
sounds real familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely, if you're near Boston, they definitely played up in Boston in the 90s and 2000s. And this is like Pat's new band
Nice.
after that, but
Now,
it's similar.
is there anybody missing that's not, you know what I mean, that I haven't read? I don't want to leave anybody out and then get hate.
I don't think so. I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah.
No.
Cool. I mean,
It's
that's
a
a
it's a
killer. That's a killer. I mean, what time are the door? What time are doors? Like, this is like, what is it like? So was it six each night?
No,
yeah,
we're
I think
starting. We're starting earlier on the weekends. On like Saturday and Sunday, doors are like they're going to be like 3 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, and on 5 o'clock on Friday, because Friday's like a
yeah.
shorter show. So
Yeah. Man, this is like,
yeah, it's just like a party.
yeah.
Party with your friends, and bands are going to be playing.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I have a lot of music to check out. Let's put it that way. I know I'm not gonna be able to make
We'll
it there.
we'll send you a little mini playlist we'll put together.
yeah.
Something.
Hell yeah.
And also, Eric, you want to tell them about we partnered with a brewery to make us the Cobra Crusher Pale Ale.
Yeah. We made our own. Well,
Animated brewery.
Nice.
Yeah, animated brewery who are also some of my old roommates at my old house. And
You really kept it close with
we kept
you
it
know what I
close.
mean?
Yeah. No,
That's awesome,
for
bro. I
sure.
feel like that's a great, that just speaks to the music community, right? Like, and just how
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, we have so many New York hardcore bands on the show, but we have it's a ton of Pennsylvania stuff going on.
Yeah. So, that's awesome. So now, how does that work? Are you guys gonna is that gonna be just there that night, or are you guys gonna be able to?
Yeah. I mean, or like, until it's gone. But they made a lot of beer, so
Yeah. Well,
they'll
you might
probably
have to
have it
ship
for.
me one.
Yeah. No, we'll send you some beer.
Yeah.
That's so easy to do.
Hell yeah.
ID's playing at the Midway Cafe in June, so I'll make sure to keep a couple 4-packs on hands. If you pop through, I'll bring
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love the Midway is my favorite place for two reasons. One, it's probably the closest like Boston adjacent venue to me, and two, they do matinees.
It's a matinee.
Oh, you get sold. I'm
So
there. I'm there. I'm there. Will I promise?
you're there.
The
It's a matinee. It's a
getting up
matinee.
before 8 p.m. like after going
Oh
to
my
the
God.
show is like the highlight of my life, dude. Like I
Yeah,
strive.
everyone's trying to be in bed by 11
Yeah.
from drive back home.
There's a venue out here I absolutely love. It's in is it not it's not Medford. It's up that way though. It's called Faces Brewing Company. I absolutely love it. But it's a 90-minute drive for me. And there's been
Okay.
a couple times where I'm like, I need to go order food before they stop serving it, and I need to stop drinking because I have a long drive. Like, there's been a couple times where I'm like, I think I'm just gonna go sleep in the parking lot, like the
Malden, Massachusetts.
in Massachusetts. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I see
I
so
don't know
many
why
parts.
I blanked on the name just now, but yeah, yeah, it's a great place, but it's just so far away from me, so it's like hard. And like I'll get mad at Ryan who books there. I'm like, dude, you just put 3 days of awesome shows, and I can't. Like, I can only pick one.
Yeah, I always see the Older Humanity is playing there usually, or what's that other band? They're great. Forgot the name. It'll come.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, no. So I mean, Creepfest looks like it's awesome. It's gonna have early starts, long days with awesome bands. You guys are gonna be there with merch and everything, like you said, records and everything. So I think people should just go check it out and celebrate 30 years of Creep Records with you guys. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, for sure. Where can people find you on social media, website? Where can they find all of the records that you put out and grab?
You can find it creeprecords.com.
Creeprecords.com. All right. Social media, Instagram, Facebook.
Creep Records.
Yeah. Cool. Wow, this is awesome. I wish the party the best of luck. I feel like you guys are gonna have a killer time and killer celebration. Arik, it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you for everything that you do and keeping this stuff alive, man. Because it's important. It's important. Now, real quick, because I want to talk. You have the shop, right? You have the shop, and it's in is it like going into like one of the old shops back then, where if you're playing something and someone asks, you just dive into what you're listening to and sell them on it and everything, or?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately now it's sometimes Spotify, but yeah, no, there's yeah, I mean, we're definitely everybody that works in the shop is just as addicted to records and music as me.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, if you walk in when I'm working, I don't listen to a lot of newer music that some of the other people that work here do. But yeah, it's always cool when you see somebody come in and, like I'll be playing Killer Idols or something like that. And somebody's like, oh, what's this? Like, I feel like I should know this band. And I'm like, yeah, you should know this band. And they'll get a little 5-minute
Lecture.
This is this band. Yeah, a little bit. Little one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
but no judgment. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm well aware that somebody 25 might not know some record that came out 30 years ago. You know.
Are you recorded?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on, right on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
man, it's always good chatting up with you.
Always. Yeah. Thank you
I
so much
feel
for
like
having us.
of course, we'll be doing this again, I'm sure, soon. So,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
in 74 bands. I'll hit you up for. Thank you
but
so much, Trev. Have a great night.
We'll send you a box of some stuff
Yeah,
just to check
definitely.
out.
sounds good. All right, thanks, guys.